thank you very much for having me. It's always a wonderful thing to actually present to a group of people that are all interested in project management. I feel that the particular topic we're looking at right now, managing scope creep, is rather important for all project managers because at some point in their career, if not every project, they're going to be running into issues regarding scope creep. And based upon my experience and research, I've found certain things that project managers need to be doing a little bit more often. Some of these things are directly related to things related in the project manager's body of knowledge. Some of it's based on personal experience and other research that goes beyond the PMBOK. I find that there are a number of things that need to be done in order to manage scope creep in all types of projects. And I will be using different examples throughout my presentation. However, in many cases, I feel that they're applicable in almost every industry. So it's not like the best practices we'll be discussing now are limited to either in scope or to just IT projects or construction projects. My personal background has been very strong in construction and IT, but I know that in other areas, many of these practices are highly applicable, be it in healthcare, be it in logistics, be it in any field of project management. So I just want to put everyone at ease that regardless of the field or area that you might be specialized in, there will be something in here for you. To kind of start off, I kind of have a little bit of an agenda here, which is going to kind of give a high level of the topics and kind of best practices that I'm going to discuss. Um, they are in somewhat of an order. However, depending on the project type, you might find that some of them are a little bit more applicable than others. And it also depends, in my opinion, on the management style and personality type of the project manager. And then just to kind of quickly go through them, the first one is a section I'm going to call Getting to Know. There will be a section on change order control, communication, scope creep awareness, and using culture to deflect scope creep. I feel that culture can be very important to help keep scope creep down. I have a section on the hidden cost of change because I feel that all change is going to come with a cost and risk, and that needs to be understood as well as communicated to the client and stakeholders. I wanted to touch on also the power of persuasion because I feel that's an area that every project manager can become more skilled in, and it will only help them in every project moving forward. After that, I'm going to have some closing comments, and then we will have a question and answer session. I am hoping that we can hold off all the questions until the end. However, it will be moderated, so if something does come up, we might address it, but if it's not, certainly we'll address it at the end. So don't worry if I don't necessarily see the question pop up on the screen. It will be addressed at the end, and we'll make sure to get all those addressed as well as anything else that might come up afterwards. Okay, so I wanted to start by actually going the wrong way. All right, I'm going to start by this little section I call Getting to Know. I find that this is a habit of many project managers, regardless of experience level, that they feel that the minute they start saying no to the client is the minute they might get fired. I think that that is not always the case. I think, yeah, sure, it could happen. But if your client is maybe that sensitive, perhaps maybe that's not the project that's right for you. But no, I want people to understand that saying no doesn't mean necessarily that it's not going to happen or that it's not a reasonable request. You need to get into that feeling where you are going to say no back to the client, and I want people to kind of think about this. This is always a kind of the parallel I give when you talk about getting to know and even a little bit with negotiation. Is I have that little picture of the no durian, and for people that are familiar with durian fruit, it's a particular pungent fruit that's out in the Far East that is banned in public places in many cases because the scent. Um, I will admit I have tasted it. It was pretty awful. It was astringent. It was basically like a mouthful of aspirin to me. Now I understand that some people find it as a delicacy. However, many public places there ban durian fruit. So it's particularly interesting to see as I was traveling in the Far East to see these signs up there in elevators, in hotels, in malls, and simply it was making it clear that you could not have this fruit there because although some people find it a delicacy, many others find it terrible, and they are so aggressive about it. They will fine people and kick you out of the hotel if you're caught with it, things like that. And I bring it up because it seems to be a very interesting customer service balance that you have there, where the hotel or public area wants you to come and spend money, but they are giving you something forbidden, and it's a bit of a forbidden fruit, um, and it seems a little bit anti-customer service. But by these locations, advertising it and educating people about it, it becomes acceptable. Like, no one's going to, be surprised by this fine when it happens. And this is kind of where I'm going with this concept of getting to know is that, well, in some cases you can say no to your paying guests or clients, but at the same time you need to do it in a way that's diplomatic and reasonable, and it's going to help offer alternatives while also defining the risks. The little sign there is showing, okay, the alternatives don't bring durian into this location, and the risk is if you do, you will be fined $1,000, which seems a little steep for bringing a fruit into an area, but it's very important because it's offering a way to say no to customers while educating them about potentially the problems, but also giving them, understanding it, making it reasonable, making them understand, because obviously there's durian fruit, since it's offensive to so many other people, the smell of it, it's just not fair for one person to ruin the atmosphere of a public area with this. And this is kind of going back to how a good project manager has to know how to say no and be able to offer those alternatives as well as keeping the client in mind. Again, if you keep the goals and objectives of the client in mind, and then you can offer alternatives or other ways, to avoid that circumstance. Many times you have to be able to explain to the client and the stakeholders why it's not possible or shouldn't be done. And in many ways, the way I see it is opening up with this no to the client when you do. Obviously, pick your battles. I don't think you should always do it, but it's too easy to fall into that trap of just always saying yes. And if you're always saying yes, then when you finally get around to saying no every now and again, the client will tend to take notice and listen because they will feel that.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.